Yes. And people, good afternoon. So today we are going to start with a quote. Okay, I think this quote is from T.D. Jakes. Okay, I'm just paraphrasing. He said, "Wisdom is the ability to know when it is over." Wisdom is the ability to know when it is over. For example, if you are an athlete or a sport person, you know when to hang the boot. If you are a boxer, you know when to hang, what is it called? The glove. If you are a politician, you know when to leave the political arena. Leadership is the ability. Wisdom is the ability to know when it is over. Let me give an example with Nelson Mandela. So when Nelson Mandela became the president of South Africa, he only ruled for 4 years and leave. Okay, it's not like Mugabe that died in Zimbabwe. He only ruled for 4 years and leave. Nelson Mandela was a complete leader. Nelson Mandela was a complete leader. Not only do Nelson Mandela know when it was time for him to leave, okay, not only did Nelson Mandela know when it was time for him to leave, he was also able to create a successor. Okay, he was also able to create a successor. Let me give you an example. This is a quote from two people. A quote from Dr. Miles Monroe and a quote from Alex Ihama. He said, every successful leader must have a successor. So how do we know that Nelson Mandela had a successor? We saw what happened in Washington. They call it the Oval Office with Donald J. Trump. Every time Ramaphosa want to reply to Donald Trump, you say, Nelson Mandela told us. Nelson Mandela told us. Nelson Mandela told us. That is legacy. That is legacy. That's to show that Nelson Mandela was a complete leader. Not only did he know the time to hand over his power, he also leave the arena. He also know he was a successful leader, know how to produce a successor. Okay, Donald Trump was like this. Nelson Mandela told us this. Nelson Mandela told us that. Donald Trump was like this. Donald Trump does not know who is Nelson Mandela. Donald Trump may have heard of Nelson Mandela, but he doesn't know who is Nelson Mandela. Even Donald Trump believed that South Africa is Africa. Why? Because Donald Trump is a businessman. I understand businessmen. I study businessmen. Business people are laser focused. They are laser focused. They hate distraction. Donald Trump, he came from the construction industry in New York. So he's laser focused on that industry. Okay? When he was in Qatar or Saudi Arabia, you look at the building, it's already telling you the materials that is used to build that building. That is his field. So he's laser focused. He's not a politician. So when Ramaphosa was telling Donald Trump, Nelson Mandela, he doesn't even know it's Nelson Mandela. So the point is that know when it is over. Know when it is over. I will give another example with another great man. Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali lived a very lavish life as a young man. He has a lot of money, he was living a lavish life. Then when he was getting old, he realized that he needs money for retirement. He realized that retirement, he needs to spend money. Okay? So that forced Muhammad Ali to fight till his old age. Even the time he's supposed to retire, he has to fight till his old age. And that made him to sustain that brain injury. Okay? That brain injury. Muhammad Ali could have lived long. He lived long, but it was not okay because too much buzzing in his head, because he fought till his old age. He didn't know when he said, it's over. And that's what killed Muhammad Ali. So today we are talking about Ohen of Okhuoromi. Ohen of Okhuoromi. The downfall of Ohen Okhuoromi. Ohen Okhuoromi, he didn't know when to say it is over or to stop. He didn't know when. We can still give example with our brother Kabaka. Kabaka spent lavishly, declared 1 billion during Ochomole. During Obaseki, he was thinking that he's going to replicate what he did in Ochomole regime, but it was not possible for him anymore. Okay? The same thing with Ohen Okhuoromi. He thought that Okpebholo coming to power will enable them to replicate what they were doing during Ochomole. During Ochomole, the land grabber was invoked. I know that because that time I was dating a Benin woman. I go to Nigeria almost 3 times. So I go to all this Benin party all the time. I see all these musicians calling the land grabber. Land grabber was more popular than Yahoo boys during Ochomole regime. Okay, so most of all these little boys during Ochomole regime, all these little boys that are coming on social media to insult their father, most of them were not wearing pants during Ochomole when I was coming to Benin, going to all this Benin party. Okay, so Ohen Okhuoromi was hoping that when Okpebholo will come, they are going to replicate what happened during Ochomole. So it was up. That's why he was saying when the police were looking for him, he was always saying, Okpebholo, I prophesied that you are going to be the governor. Okpebholo, I voted for you. Okpebholo, I supported you. But he forget that the sheriff Itan has changed. The sheriff Itan has changed. This Okpebholo is a guy that have what we call human sympathy. He's not a typical politician. He wasn't born with a silver spoon. So he understands the poor a lot because he grew with the poor people. So anything that affects the poor affects him. Okay? So Ohen Okhuoromi was trying to replicate because during Obaseki time, Obaseki was able to tame the land grabber a little bit. He was able to work on them a little bit. So as Okpebholo come, all of them, because almost all the land grabber in Edo State supported Okpebholo. So as he come, Ohen Okhuoromi have already started telling people, come and register, come and bring 50,000, come and bring this thing. He was thinking that it's going to be business as usual. Look at him now. We are talking about the fall of Ohen Okhuoromi. Look at the way he was disgraced in front of his children, in front of his family. Okay, he was dragged. You see the way he was being dragged to police station and he has been remanded in police station. Ohen Okhuoromi, for me, looking at that video, look at like the fall of Saddam Hussein. It looked like the fall of Gaddafi. Okay? He's trying to replicate what happened in the past. I will give you another example of a guy that tried to replicate what happened in the past. The madman in Italy called Mussolini. Mussolini just wake up one morning after drinking strong Italian coffee. He said he's going to bring back the Roman Empire. Just listen to this man. He said he's going to bring back the Roman Empire. Okay, it's just like England now. As the little island England, years ago, they owned 80% of the land of the world. So one prime minister in England now will just wake up and say they want to conquer the world again. So that was the mindset of Mussolini. And he started it. The first country was attacking. He attacked Ethiopia. He chased this Selassie, the guy that invented Selassie invented Jarastafari. He chased him out of Ethiopia. He used chemical and biological weapons to destroy his soldiers. America were looking at him. The British were looking at him. You see, when they beat Mussolini, how do I put it? They could use chicken feather, until they pull water from Mussolini's mouth. After they now hand Mussolini to their king to hang Mussolini. Okay, let's not dispute the fact. The Roman Empire was big. Okay, no country was able to defeat the Roman Empire. In fact, the Roman Empire was able to conquer all the known world. The Roman Empire was break into England, France, Portugal, Spain. Those are the Roman Empire. They break into pieces. So this man Mussolini said that he want to bring back the Roman Empire. He didn't know that it's a different time. The same with Ohen Okhuoromi. Okhuoromi time is not Oshomole time. This is a different people, different minds, a different thinking. The same with Kabaka. He thought during Obaseki regime is going to be operating the way he was operating during Oshomole regime, but he failed woefully. So your ability to know when time is over is very important. It's very important. There's a guy we all know here called Jimmy. Big guy, Jimmy. He used to drive bus. I was saying, I would like to drive. He was one of the guys that motivated me. And I said, okay, I will be a bus driver. Okay, the guy was doing market when he was making a lot of money. But it came to a stage, I said, no, I want a legitimate money. You understand? He was able to know that the time is over. Okay? For example, the guy that senior me directly, that my brother that senior me directly, they used to call him the Esama of Ogida. 15 years ago, 20 years ago, it was raining. But presently, last year, unfortunately, he lost life. He tried to bring back the past glory. It's difficult. You may end up killed. Look at Russia and Ukraine. Putin is trying to bring back the Soviet era, but they can't even defeat Ukraine. Okay, so I heard Donald Trump. Donald Trump was saying that they lost minimum of 5,000 men every day in the war between Russia and Ukraine. They are losing minimum of 5,000 men every day. All because Donald Trump, all because Putin want to bring back the Soviet Union. We saw what happened to Mussolini, trying to bring back the Roman Empire. You understand? I will even give example with my own sister. In Italy, when they were doing yash, where all our mates were running to Canada, UK, he decided to stay. And this is the word they usually use. Eboede, or Okhuoromi go say, Eboede, Kabaka go say, Eboede. But you have to know when the time is over. You see, the other, in my other video, I was talking about chimpanzee, gorilla. People will say, why will you say we are chimpanzee, we are gorilla? We are related. We all come from the animal kingdom. Don't let anybody to deceive you. In Asia, the Chinese are proud of their dragon. You know the dragon, they are proud of their dragon. We should be proud of our gorillas. Because that is where we came from. This idea of all this religion that is telling you that one man just can just create one is a lie. I'm a student of Charles Darwin, the greatest biologist, one of the greatest biologists. He said we all come from one species. We all come from one species. So we come from tree to animal, from animal to human. So we all come from one species. We are related. Why am I talking about this? If you study the animal kingdom, you'll be able to understand the behavior of leaders that don't want to leave power until they are killed or they are forced to leave power, like Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein. There's this animal I studied. I was watching the documentary. It's called the sea elephant. The sea elephant. The sea elephant, their king is the only one that sleeps with all the women. Their king is the only one that sleeps with all the women. But to defeat their king, someone must come to fight their king. So every year, every 2 years, every 3 years, people will be coming to trying to kill their king so that they can take over their kingdom. So one strong young man, muscular, he looked like the Rock, came to challenge the king. The fight was brutal. It was bloodbath. Yeah, the king fight. Finally, the king lose. Once the king lose the fight, the king went to exile. The new leader will now be sleeping with all the women. In some cases, chase the children of the kings away. So you see the correlation between the human mentality and the animal mentality. This happened as well in during with the lions. Even I think even with the chimpanzees as well. The alpha male always dominate until young man will come to take over. So many people does not know when it is time. We don't have to live like the animal. We don't have to wait till we are killed to leave power. Okay, one of my political mentor is Tony Blair. He know when to leave office. He know when to leave. That has everything to do with your thinking. Okay, that has everything to do with wisdom. That has everything to do with mentality. That has everything to do with above the neck thinking. It's only stupid people. Like I used my sister to give example a few minutes ago. He waited till he ended up inside before he realized it is over. Some people will stay there till they die. We saw Idi Amin of Uganda. When he reached the time they want to kill him, he ran out of Uganda. He went to Saudi Arabia to die in Saudi Arabia. So this video, let me just summarize it. There's two things here. Number one, wisdom is your ability to know when it is over. Ohen Okhuoromi, I told you guys they collected 5.5 acres from me. Ohen Okhuoromi have been collecting 10 acres from people. Nothing happened during Ochomole. 20 acres. But during Okhuoromi, maybe the land he collected is not even up to 100 by 100. The one that led to his downfall. As I'm talking to you now, Ohen Okhuoromi is remanded in Oko prison. This is a man, according to Albert, is building one of the biggest or one of the most luxurious hotels in Edo State now, as we are talking, Ohen of Okhuoromi. But it's roasting and dying in Oko prison because he didn't know when it's over. When it's over, it is your time to tell yourself. Okay, when you are getting older, you see young people coming up. I use my brother to give example. Young people, they want to show up. That's why you see most of the rappers, they have a very short life. Tupac, many of them, Nipsey also. Because there are young people that are coming up that want to take over. Okay, so a lot of rappers learn from people like Snoop Dogg, Jaru, Nas, 50 Cent. They learn a lot from the death of Tupac. Most of them start living most of them always have security. Most of them live in a very posh area like Jay-Z, because they know the implication of being a rapper battling that young men will come and use it to shine. And let me just quickly use Bobby Zwa to give example. Bobby Zwa is a typical example. Bobby Zwa did not wait till he was humiliated before he left the scene. Okay, even though he have one or two clashes, but he was not humiliated publicly the way Ohen Okhuoromi was humiliated. He was not even humiliated publicly the way Kabaka was humiliated. The house was destroyed. The national TV, everybody carried it. So this video is to advise you, number one, know when your time is up. Know when, it's a wisdom to know when your time is up. That's number one. Number two, stop trying to replicate the past. Because for me, what I did 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I can't do it now. So I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses, because I'm aging. So anybody that is trying to replicate what they did in the past may get injured in the process. That's what happened to Mussolini. Mussolini wanted to bring back the Roman Empire. He was killed like a chicken. Putin is trying to create another Soviet Union. He's struggling. He's losing 5,000 men a day. Okay? So that is it, folks. I hope we pick up something from this this video. Okay? Leadership. Okay, leadership is your ability. Every successful leader is the ability to produce a successor. Ramaphosa disgraced Donald Trump. Donald Trump wanted to disgrace Ramaphosa, but Ramaphosa disgraced Donald Trump. That's to tell you that Nelson Mandela produced a good leader, not only for South Africa, but for the whole Africa. He represented us. He put us in good light. And everybody is praising him. Okay? So that's it, folks. My name is Victor Vince. I'm a life coach, a business coach, a financial literacy teacher. And I'm also an executive life coach. Another word for leadership coaching. Thanks for watching, and do have a productive day.